Hello again, guys. So today I wanted to go over this F4U 4B Corsair from Academy. Well, we'll start with the instructions. You can see here's the painting instructions, and it's really simple. Everything about this kit was really simple, and the detail was not really, it looks decent, but this is my second Corsair. The first one, I don't know if it was either, I think it was from Hasegawa, and it was really cool. It had folding wings and everything. It got tore up when I moved the first time, and then I got this one as a replacement because it was really cheap, and there's a good reason why it was really cheap. You can see here it shows two colors, insignia blue and medium blue. Neither one of them, well, maybe the medium blue here on the top is right, but insignia blue, it should be not non-specular dark blue. It's usually, I think that's what the color is called. That's why a lot of the Corsairs were painted. I think some of the earlier Corsairs were in the three-tone camouflage, but the later ones were all in the non-specular blue. You see the first two steps here is the engine and the cockpit. You can put both in one step because there's nothing to them. You have a stick and a seat and a back wall. The engine had just two parts. It has this with the rods in the hub, and then this back part. Yeah, it really didn't. It was, the cylinders were there, but they were so hard to paint because there was like nothing to it. So to try to paint them a little bit, to get some detail out of it, was like almost impossible. It needed a kit for the interior. It needed a kit for the engine. It needs a lot, like in the wheelbase, has nothing. Step 2, you put the the engine and the cockpit and the instrument panel in. 3, landing gear, building the bombs. Gear 4, you put the wings together. 5, you put the wings on it and the cowl on it. 6, you build the you put the rockets on it. 7, gear doors and just gear doors here. 8, there's a couple of bombs for it, a propeller. Somewhere here are the guns too. Oh, here, by the rockets, are the guns. And then you have 9, the tail gear, and what little bit of stuff here on the back. There's a couple doors for the tail gear. They look really bad. They're really thick. You see, there's like, then the last one, put a pivot tube on it, put the canopy on it. I can say the glass looked decent, even though the framing wasn't very prominent. But I still was able to paint it. And here you can see what it was in it. Just 5 sheets. It was dark blue, and then the 2 pieces from the clear plastic. One thing I can say about the kit is it had really good decals in it. The decals look really good, even though I think the star's a little crooked. Whoops. It can happen, but they and the rocket fell off. Yay! Just love it when parts fall off. But anyways, yeah, the decals turned out really good. They look good, and I can't really get the cockpit glass off. And you can see the pedals. Instrument panel had instruments on it. I painted it all. There is some detail here on the sides, on the panels, but on the walls of the cockpit is completely bare. Here you can see on the wall, there's nothing there. The seat is okay, but there's no seat belts, of course. So if you want to build this, it needs a lot of work on the interior. It looks like the paint didn't cover very well here, or the light's shining off of it. Let's put this tank under it. Then I can show you the engine a little bit. And you can see how shallow it looks and how undetailed the pistons and everything are. It definitely needs an engine kit to make it look better. You can see here there were some fit problems along the bottom here. I should have probably sanded it down and filled it in right there. The external detail is okay, but here there's some ridges inside the landing gear base, but that's it. Not any kind of lines or anything, like the hydraulic lines or cables or anything. Even though the bombs look, I mean, it has some good ordnance on it. The decals are good. Here it looks really not so great either on the back. I don't think. And it was a really cheap kit, and there's also an over kit. And I bought it because it was cheap, and because I'm trying to replace the more expensive stuff that I used to have with cheaper stuff that no. Because I can't afford to replace everything with expensive kits. I mean, this turns into a decent build, and I think it would be good for a beginner, but it's not really, it's not that great. The one I had before was a lot better, and I think it was from Hasegawa. It even had, it had folding wings in the kit, which was cool. So that's the F4U 4B from Academy. Next we'll be taking a look at this Tempest Mark V from Eduard. It's a Profi pack. I expect it to be really good. I like Eduard anyways. And I got this, it wasn't so cheap, like a lot of mine. But I'm going to do an inbox review of this kit. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And ring that bell for notifications on my new videos. Until next time.